graveyards of Tijuana, Mexico.
You were born Melissa Cervantes. You do not look like a Melissa Cervantes right now, or maybe half of you does not look like
half of me. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. A native of Tijuana, Mexico. So you watched one of the most popular things, lucha libre wrestling, as a child. But did you always used to kind of play around after that? I know my brother and I used to watch. We pretend that we were wrestlers.
Not really. I used to watch the wrestlers and the soap operas, you know, because soap operas, novelas, are very popular. So that's how I got introduced to lucha libre, and then later on in life, that's when I went to watch a show in Tijuana, in the Auditorio de Tijuana, and I got hooked after college, which is funny. Right after college, that's when I got hooked. But my family was a avid wrestling goers. My grandfather actually died of a heart attack watching professional wrestling.
Wow.
In Tijuana.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's a true story. Yeah.
In 6th grade, you're given visas to the U.S. for Christmas.
Yes.
How did that change your life?
Completely, because that gave me an opportunity to live the American dream, and that's something that I always wanted to do. And I wanted to go and study in the United States, which I ended up doing. I ended up graduating from UC Berkeley.
Yeah,
the first in my family.
That's amazing. Okay, so you went into social work for years.
Yes.
And you had an epiphany, a moment where you went, I know this is good work, but it's not fulfilling.
Yes, because it was a beautiful work that I was doing, but it was so difficult because I feel like I didn't have the platform that I needed, and I feel like wrestling and sports was the thing, because I could talk to more people and I can possibly impact more people in a positive way.
Yeah, you loved it so much. It's one thing to love it, it's another thing to become it.
Yes.
What was that decision you said, okay, I'm going to do some training and I'm going to take this seriously, and you did it a little bit later in life?
Yeah, I was 28, and
Which 28, by the way, is still very young, but
not
for
in wrestling years,
a lot of times in wrestling years,
I was wrestling in Japan with 14-year-old kids.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, I met one in Mexico City right now. She's 18, 19. Now she's a superstar over there. And I'm like, Jesus, time flies like so quickly.
Yeah.
But I digress. So it's one day I woke up, I was at work, I went to a show, and then my ex-husband was like, you should do a tryout. I think you can make it. And then I did the tryout, and I fell in love with wrestling.
Yeah. Okay. How did we come across the name?
Thunder Rosa comes from Thunder Road. I used to work in a place, it's a recovery place for younger kids, 13 to 18, as a homage of those kids that gave me so much hope in my life to change completely, you know. We decided to use Thunder for that, and then change the road to Rosa.
Yeah.
So it will be like Mexican American.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, I'm going to be negra lose negra. Black Lightning and Thunder Rosa. We're going on the road together.
Yeah, we're going to be wrestling.
What is your best advice, though? For so many people are doing something that pays the bills, but it's not fulfilling to them. But they're too afraid to step out and do what really pleases their heart.
I think it's like taking a risk has been super important for me. And I took the biggest risk of my life, living a life and where I had insurance, I had stability, and going into like the unknown, right? But that's like when you start a business, sometimes you have a strategy and everything, but you don't know what's going to happen in between. And you know, I wasn't thinking about injuries, I wasn't thinking about anything. I just knew that I was going to make it super far, and All Elite Wrestling was the platform that I needed to say, okay, this is it, you know. Becoming the first Mexican born wrestler, women, to win a major title in the United States, for me was major. It changed my life. Nobody can take that away from me, right? And then being able to get it in San Antonio, where I live, Go Spurs.
I used to live there too, went to high school there. Go Spurs,
you know, it was very important. And also it just like encompasses everything that I'm all about. Like I think in San Antonio, we're all about community. We're all about helping each other. And I feel like winning that title there was just like, I cemented that. Like everything that I worked for my whole entire adult life.
And the message that you send to so many other young girls, because as we know, wrestling is one of those things that, you know, we used to see mostly men. If women were there, it was like the ring girls, right?
Yes.
And then it was funny, in my neighborhood in San Antonio, Jose Loferio lived down the street. We'd watch him on TV and he'd be like this crazy wrestler, right? And then we'd drive down the street on our little bicycles and then we'd see him like mowing the lawn in his shorts and, you know,
like,
flip-flops. Yeah. I was like, oh, look, he's like, okay. But to be that role model for young girls, not just that they would grow up and want to be a wrestler also, but that they can grow up and be anything.
Yes, it's so important. At first I was like, I don't want to be called a role model, but it's, I mean, a lot of people are seeing what I'm doing, and I've seen it throughout the last 10 years that I've been a wrestler. and I've seen how they have developed. And some of them came from like being this like little shy little girl that came and like buy my shirt, and now, especially one, she lives in the border town in Brownsville. She became this like super entertainer. She does danza folclórica, and she's just has her own character. And she texted me and she said, because of you, I am this person now. You gave me that strength.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. You can't buy that. You can't do that anywhere else.
A million other stories that you won't hear,
I have so
but
many.
you know it's happened, right? Okay. It's nice to see somebody at their peak, but we sometimes forget how they got there, because you worked in various independent shows as well. Kind of how it works, you have to work your way up.
Yes, you do. And it was a grueling 8 years, but when you make it, you have to work even harder to stay there, because you have to stay relevant, you have to stay in shape. You have to be someone that people can trust, that your organization can trust. And I've been in All Elite Wrestling for now 6 years, one of the OGs.
And AEW features some of the best names.
Absolutely. And just being with those people, working with them, has been a blessing, and I've learned so much, and we've done a lot, and we've made a big difference in the wrestling business.
A lot of people can see these matches like in person. A lot of them will watch them on television. But in Sugar Land at the Smart Financial Center, you're actually taping Dynamite live and Collision for TV. What can people expect there?
I expect a lot of fun, a lot of action. We're heading into a big pay-per-view at the end of June, and we're going to have a couple of big matches that are going to help us see who's going to go to the finals for the Owen Hart tournament. We're also seeing other women trying to go for the TBS title. I hope I'm in that tournament too. And then last week was an intense show. There's a lot of people have a lot of beef going on. I hope to see MJF telling on people like how he feels, because he's been doing that lately. We're going to see Tekla talking so much smack about Stardom, because we're doing this thing. It's called Forbidden Door. That's our next pay-per-view, and she has been on fire. When I tell you on fire, she gets kind of nasty.
See, that's what we love. We love that.
Yes.
It's like a wrestling match meets a novella all at the same time,
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
All right. So we love it. We say, where's the beef? The beef's going to be at the Smart Financial Center. And Thunder Rosa.
Yes, and don't forget, you can get all your tickets at awtix.com. Please come. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is for all families. And if this is your first show ever, it's going to change your life.
Oh, you're going to be hooked. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, it will change your life. It's completely different that you have ever seen before.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
No, gracias a ti.
You can see AEW Dynamite and Collision live tonight at the Smart Financial Center in Sugar Land. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. for the best value in professional wrestling. There's absolutely nothing like the thrill of seeing AEW in person. For more information, visit greatdayhouston.com and we will connect you.